All right. Well, hello. My name is Natalia. I am your registered dietitian, board certified functional practitioner, and I have Bridget here with me. She's an inspiration based on her success and how she was able to change her relationship with food and eating habits over the last, what, Bridget? When did we start really working intensively? How long ago?
It was January 18th.
Okay, wow, you do know the exact thing. Thank you. So I asked Bridget to share her story, and the first question for Bridget is, what was the state of your health or relationship with food, weight, blood work, a body composition before you and I started working together?
So when I first met with Natalie, the state of my body was overweight, not very healthy in terms of my gut. Um, and I then weighed, at least when I came in and met with Natalie, I weighed 167.5. However, I had managed to lose a couple pounds prior to meeting up with her. So I really started out at 172 pounds and just felt extremely frustrated for having let myself get to that point. And I got to that point by just not, I didn't drink nearly enough water. And all of those things have consequences. And my consequences were I had been to the emergency room several times with dehydration. I was admitted to the hospital a couple times with it. Gaining weight, not feeling well about myself. I had an extreme addiction to sugar, mostly sugary alcoholic drinks and sugary coffee drinks, up to anywhere sometimes 2 to 3 cups of like a Starbucks white chocolate mocha, which is just loaded with sugar and nothing really good for you. What are other things that I had? I had a tendency to eat and drink to satisfy an emotion. Maybe I had a bad day and I just want to have a drink, or I want to just feed, or mindless eating. So I didn't find myself in a good place when I first met with Natalia.
Like, what areas did you know you were stuck or needed help?
I needed big help with my sugar addiction. I mean, that was probably my number one issue. And wanting to lose weight. I think when most of us turn to a nutritionist, that's our first goal, right? I want to lose weight. My goals have changed since I've been meeting with Natalia. But initially, I was stuck with having issues losing weight, having issues with breaking that sugar addiction. And those are probably the two biggest. Just so that people understand what you have helped me accomplish. When I started on January 18th, and I know this information because we did a body composition, I weighed 167 pounds, 167.5 pounds. And as of this past Monday, I weigh 145.1 pounds. So I've lost in that time frame 22.4 pounds. My body fat has gone from 54.41 pounds to 33.1. So I've lost 21.31 pounds of body fat. So most of the weight that I have lost has been fat as opposed to muscle. So anyways, it's really cool to see results in that time frame.
That's awesome. That's a significant change in body fat. So, I know you did your part when it came to being active, and without doing your part, I don't know that if you would have seen the same results. So, a little bit also was on you of owning the piece of your pie that belonged to you.
Yes, There was more than just a diet change. There was also working out, cardio, weights. So, but you don't have to live in the gym either to accomplish that.
So how were you able to accomplish regular physical activity from where you started to where you're now?
I used to do it with group exercise classes. But once again, since my goal is kind of morphed over time, I spend more time working out in the gym. And I'm very fortunate. As you can see, I work at Bray. So I have a fitness center right there. And when I get off of work, I just change and go work out. So I spend probably, I would say 45 minutes doing weightlifting. And then I spend 30 minutes to an hour doing cardio.
Okay. And how do you make time for this?
I just make time for it. It's like an extended job. It's if that's what I'm wanting to achieve, then I have to make time for it. Just like I have to make time to prepare food, to make sure I have the proper foods. And once again, it seems overwhelming when you first take on that type of a change, but it becomes less overwhelming and more enjoyable as you go along.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. One last question before we go. What would your body tell you if it had a voice, considering your tremendous changes? If your body had a voice, what would that voice of your body tell you?
Wow. I would say my body would tell me thank you. Thank you for making these changes, because the benefits are weight loss. A benefit that I didn't realize would happen that is huge for me is I used to get shingles 6 to 10 times a year. It's the same spot. I couldn't get rid of shingles long enough to get a vaccine. So it was just continuous and continuous. But having changed my diet, I have not had shingles yet this year, which is huge. I've seen changes in my skin, changes in my energy level. So my body is much better off. My brain is telling my body, thank you. So it's just been a nice change because I can be a champion napper. So I don't nap nearly as much as I used to. Now I do it because I want to, not because I feel like I need to. So.
What a big change. Well, thank you, Bridget. I really appreciate you sharing your story of success and inspiration to others, and kind of sharing your journey. It didn't happen overnight. We started mid-January, I think, and then now it's mid-April. So it's a process, and I appreciate you sharing your story throughout this transformation. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.